Cat Quest is a hack-and-slash RPG developed by the Gentle Bros and published by P-Cube. The thumbnail on Steam did pique my interest for me to look at it, and after watching the gameplay trailer, I figured this would be right up my alley. But can this game not only live up to my expectations, but as well as others who might be interested? Therefore, throughout this review, I'll be talking about the good, I'll be talking about the bad, and I'll be talking about the furry moments of Cat Quest. You'll play as a generic silent protagonist, even the game admits this, who has his sister kidnapped or catnapped, sorry, by the dreaded white cat Draghoff, as he destroys your ship with a big ass laser. Next you meet up with Spirity, who's basically Navi just with cat ears. As you wash up on Feline Guard, where after meeting up with a wizard you go to the capital. Okay, I'll stop. When a dragon literally pops out of nowhere. It happens. You slay the dragon as it turns out that you are a dragon boy! I mean blood! Yeah, dragon blood, yeah. After that you meet up with Mufasa. Good talk. Get told there are 3 more dragons to kill, as you begin your quest to save your sister. Like I said, it's a hack and slash. You press X to attack and dodge with the A button. You also can use magic by pressing the shoulder buttons and triggers. As for gaining MP, you get it by hitting enemies. Clicking the right stick lets you see all of Feline Guard, and these places marked or hinted, making it easy to see where you need to go. You do have to backtrack and you do move very slow, but you get much faster when you gain the ability to fly!
Picky, but pumas aren't really known for flying.
The Y button lets you accept quests, talk to people, and go into dungeons. Each dungeon is marked with what recommended level you should be at, or is a good place to get experience. Oh yeah, and the B button access your inventory, spells. That's it. Okay, let's talk about the good. The feel of adventure. There are times where you do get invested into the game. You want to fight Draghoff, you want to save your sister, you want to help the citizens of Feline Guard as well. It's the same feel of adventure you get that's similar to Legend of Zelda or Dragon Quest. The combat system. The combat mechanics do move smoothly. You can press the X button a few times for a 3-hit combo, and press the A button to avoid attacks. You'll know when to avoid it when you see red markings that enemies give off, and depending on the enemy, their attacks can be faster than you expected, thus making you think when's the right time to attack and the right time to dodge. Spell variety. There are a variety of spells you get throughout the game. You get these spells by going to different magic shops throughout Feline Guard. They range from a fire spell with a burn effect, magic spikes that damage enemies over time, and a berserk spell that makes you a few inches taller. Okay, also boosts your attack. Different types of armor. Besides the armor, well, giving you armor, some modes have different side effects, such as more health and a higher attack power or magic power. You also can mix and match armor to your liking. Good rewards. The loot that you get is really worth it. Well, sometimes. The best loot by far is from the holiday quests. You feel stronger when you get these weapons, and if it's the same weapon, it boosts their level. Self-awareness. This game is completely aware of whatever RPG tropes they like to poke at. From the villain Moo-ha-haing, or should it be Mew-ha-haing? Okay, I'll stop. To when the designers have to use the same mage model over and over again. When they're making fun of it at times, it's actually pretty funny. Okay, I talked about the good, now let's talk about the bad. Repetitive combat. Even though the gameplay mechanics flow nice, the game can get repetitive. Not to say that the game is easy, there were several times that I died due to my carelessness. I would have liked it for you to mix and match buttons. Like for example, you can mix the X buttons and Y buttons to make a combo attack. Also, the other reason why I found the game repetitive was that there's not only little enemy variety, but the places that you go to, even though it has a different layout, are very much the same. Which brings me to my next problem, repeating level design. Every cave has the same look. Every dungeon has the same look. I wouldn't be complaining about so much, I just want more variety when it comes to different caves or dungeons, but everything is just the same. Not much enemy variety. Yeah, you have your bandits, demons, and ghosts who shoot lightning, but as for the bosses, even though they have different spells, they're mostly the same. Heck, the hidden boss of the game looks and has the same tactics of one of the early side quest bosses. Now that's just lazy design. The spells. Even though this game has spell variety, you're only going to be using 4 spells. Ice, Lightning, Arcane Blast, and Healing. Backtracking. You have to do backtracking and you move so slow. I was praying for a sprint or a fast travel option. Yes, you do get to fly, which makes traveling much faster, but you don't get the flying ability till you're level 45. And by that point, you're 3/4 done with the game. Disappointing climax. Yeah, the ending's not all that great to talk about. For those who want to skip, just go to this part of the video. So you find Draghoff at the Frozen Paw, as he summons the 3 dragons you fought throughout the game. This was actually a difficult part. but you can work around this by dragging them out one by one. As a big twist of this, I guess is a twist? I don't know. It turns out that you have no sister, and she's just an illusion created by Dracov, and the real reason why Dracov did all of this, so he can find a dragon blood and motivate him to become the strongest warrior in the land, so he can go in the Zero Dimension and free his human master. But we don't even go into the Zero Dimension. You defeat Dracov, leave the black hole, and that's it. Really? That was a big climax? I was expecting so much more instead of nothing. As for the boss fight, you can just abuse the ice spell to slow him down and spam the X button. I know there's a sequel coming out, so maybe there'll be a bigger climax, but I guess only time will tell. Now with that out of the way, let's talk about the furry moments of the game. As for design, all of them have the cartoony 2D style, and it fits well in this game. The protagonist has a nice look to start off with, King Leonardo looking like, well, a lion. And I'm not too far off with the Lion King reference, but for some reason he talks like he's from the 90s. I don't get it. Cat the Blacksmith design is alright. She actually reminds me of Winry from FMA. Although I didn't pay much attention to her because she doesn't become relevant until the last part of the game. Last we have the manliest cat in the game. I have no words. I like this. As for Dracov, he didn't leave that much of an impression on me. Honestly, Spirity says it best. Now they reference other characters from video games and Arthurian legends, but I would like that their referencing actually looked like them. I'll show you what I mean. You got references from Lara Croft, Lulu from Final Fantasy X, and Merlin. Now think about what these characters would look like if they were in the game, and I'm going to show you what the game designers went with. You see? So you can show the White Mage attire in your game, but you couldn't make a cat version of Lulu? As for the human characters, we only got to see them as the shadow figures. We don't find much about them, except they were banished by the cats of Feelingard to the Zero Dimension for some reason. Okay, I can think of a few reasons. I guess we'll find out more about them in Cat Quest 2. As for how they behave, they basically act like humans. There are a few feline-like behaviors they give off, such as meowing or growling. While talking, they say things with cat puns. They also use the word furry or fur in the same manner. And all these designs of behavior fit perfectly in this game. After all, this game is called Cat Quest. If it was called Dog Quest, the game would be filled with dog puns. Now time for my overall opinion. I'm going to be judging both the game and the furriness of it. On a game score, I give it a 3.5 out of 5. Slightly above average. As for the furry score, I give it a 4.5 out of 5. I'm only deducting it by 0.5 points. I just would like them to get a little bit more creative with the designs for the guest characters. As for everything else, it does fit in fine. I would like for them to play around with the hack and slash mechanic, as well as make the game a bit more challenging instead of the same boss we get throughout the game. I would like to see more designs in caves and dungeons, rather than just the same caves and dungeons. Now it does have some good humor as it jabs at RPG tropes from time to time, but what killed it for me was a repetitive combat and disappointing climax. Maybe the sequel will be better? But I guess I'll find out about that in the future. There is one thing that I like about the endgame, as well as others might like if they want more of a challenge. Like Dark Souls-esque challenge. Once you beat the game once, you unlock Mew Game, where you can unlock legendary armor by doing certain requirements. Just as stuck on level 1, or you can't equip other armor or weapons, you only have 9 lives instead of infinite lives, or the enemies are twice as strong. If you're interested in playing this, there's a link to the demo in the description. Until next time, I'm Leocrit, and I'll see you next time on Furry Game Reviews. Hey there, this is the new thing I'm trying out, so if you like this, please let me know. Also, feel free to tell me what you like and didn't like so I can improve the quality of my videos and reviewing process. Thanks for watching. If it was called Dog Quest, it would be filled with cat puns. That doesn't make any sense at all.